Holy cow, guys, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you very much for all the support. If you haven't watched my channel before, my name is Big Mike and I do retail arbitrage. I do eBay, Facebook, and Amazon reselling. I currently have about 800 total listings out on those platforms. And eBay just opened up. Their new models allow for the second tier business to have up to 1,000 listings. So I'm really going to pump up my listings there. Anyway, for you guys that are new to the channel, I do reselling and I do all kinds of items. I do anything from yard sales, thrift stores, Goodwills, all those kind of places. Wanted to give you guys kind of an idea of what my experience is with that, and maybe you can learn something and maybe I can learn something from you guys. Before we get started today, though, I want to give a ton of shout outs. I ran into a lot of subscribers and YouTube friends the last couple weeks, and I'm going to give a shout. I'm probably going to miss a few folks. I had a bunch of people, and I was trying to remember names: Ron, Joseph, Mark, Andy, Kathy, and East. Thank you guys. I'm glad I ran into you. Some of you guys are new subscribers. Really appreciate that. And also, Abigail sent me a Mike picture. So thank you, Abigail. I'm going to have to find somewhere to start putting these kind of things up. Maybe I'll find somewhere on the back wall here I can start displaying these things. But thank you, Abigail, for the picture. And I'll leave my my mailing address down in the description down below. If you guys, anybody wants to send me a letter or a picture or anything like that, I really and truly appreciate the support you guys give. So as you guys know, it's been a few weeks since I've done a video. I've been doing a lot of sourcing and doing a lot of other things. I'm going to cover, I actually have about 21 items that I'm going to cover that sold the last few days across eBay, Facebook, and then I had 40 Amazon books that sold. I'm not going to show you all the books there. I'm just going to kind of give you a high level there. But the next two videos, the next week, I'm going to try and do 2 or 3 videos. The next one's probably going to be when I hit my first 100 sales on Amazon. I think I'm like 6 or 7 away from that. And then also this weekend, I am going to do 40 yard sales, 40 or more yard sales. So there's 2 big neighborhood sales. So I'll probably do a video on those 2 things and kind of show you guys all the stuff I picked up at those yard sales. So with that said, let's get started. All right, the first thing is a pair of Allen Edmonds shoes. These are dress shoes that my friend Pat, I ran into him at Goodwill, and he said, "Hey, Mike, you ought to try and resell these." He was looking for pairs for himself. These shoes can run anywhere from like $50 to several $100s. I think $400 or $500 on the extreme high end. But anyway, he showed me this pair that was at Goodwill. It was $5, $5.99, I think. And he said, you ought to give it a try. So I brought those home. I was going to try and clean them up and polish them and everything, but I decided I'm just going to tie the shoestrings and list them as is and kind of show them. These guys actually sold for $37. That's not, that's the actual sell. I probably made around $28 total profit on that. So that they paid shipping on top of that too. So there you go. That's the first item. The next item is actually a G.I. Joe World War II Marine Pacific Theater set. This is a pretty cool set. This is an old Toys R Us item. This is one of the items I got at the Mother's Day haul last year. It's almost a year ago now. And this guy was $2, and I ended up selling this, not counting the shipping. They paid shipping on top, $42. And so the total profit on that's easily $35 to $40 in that range. So it was a huge item. It was a big sized item too. I was very surprised that it took as long to sell as it did, but it did, and big profit. All right, so this next item, I still have my Shop My Bay logos on some of these items. I don't do that anymore, but I sold 3 of these Quench Micro Water Complex. These are things, night relief cream. I think women a lot of times will put it on their face at night to help exfoliate or something in the face. But anyway, these guys, I bought these, I think it was $3 to $5 a piece. So they ended up selling, all 3 of them sold for a total of just shy of $42, plus they paid shipping on top of that. So huge profit on that. I've got, what, $6 or $7, maybe $8 into that total, and sold them for $42. All right, so the next item, I don't think I've actually showed too many of these. I bought a huge lot of Mandarina Duck items from a local yard sale. The lady was a reseller or distributor, and she had just several bins of this at a yard sale. It's probably been about 6, 7, 8 months ago. And I thought I had overspent. I bought everything she had. She had everything for I think $5 or $6 a piece, and I ended up talking her down. I think I got everything for like $1 to $2 a piece. So I spent $190 on the whole lot, and I've easily doubled that already. And I've still got like 26 of these. These are shaving cream, aftershave creams for men. I actually use this too. It smells absolutely awesome. My wife loves it. So I've still got like 24 of these left, but they're selling anywhere from 12 to 15 bucks a piece. This one sold for $12 plus shipping. Okay, so the next item is another Mother's Day haul item from last year, and it was a $2 purchase. This one didn't go for very much, but I did find I have a bunch of baseball stuff. I figured I got to get it out there now while baseball season's going, so I listed it. It didn't look like they were listed selling for very high. This one was a little banged up. It's a Deion Sanders 1994 limited edition starting lineup. Got about 10 bucks out of it, so plus they paid shipping on top of that. All right, the next item, this is one of those comical items. I know you guys have seen me sell these multiple times before. This is an empty Legos, Star Wars Legos box. And this is the Millennium Falcon, I think. So I buy these anywhere from $2 to $5 a piece. And this one ended up selling for $10. I think I actually made a couple of dollars on shipping as well. But anyway, so not a huge profit, but you can always find that the empty Lego boxes, especially if they're in really good shape, will almost always sell. Plus they paid shipping on top. So I probably made $1 or $2 there. Okay, this next item is a large Resmed nose piece for a Cpap machine. It's actually a little nose piece that goes right here and it hooks up to the tubing. You cannot sell the tubing pieces, but you can sell these pieces, especially if they're brand new, unopened, and they are not RX items. So I know you guys have heard me say that 100 times now. But anyway, I got this for free. My mom and dad had some machines, and they had a bunch of leftover pieces that they don't need anymore that they moved up to a new machine. So I've been selling those piecemeal and getting anywhere from $5 to $20 on every single item, which is pure profit for me. So $5.50 on that, plus they paid shipping. All right, this next item, if you guys go back probably 4, 5, 6 videos, somewhere in there, you'll see one of the Dollar General runs that I did, and I picked this item up for 1 cent. And it ended up selling, I had it for $4.99, but it ended up selling for $3.50, plus the buyer paid shipping. So I didn't make a huge amount of profit, maybe $3, but when you've got a penny into it and it takes 2 seconds to package it up and ship it, I'll do that all day. I would love to have 100 items like this sell every day, and I would just do that full time. All right, so the next item, this is the last of the Fantastic Four Invisible Woman Barbie dolls that I had. This one sold for $14.50. I actually sent an offer. I had it for $19.99, sent an offer for $14.50, and buyer paid that, plus they paid shipping on top. And I've got $2 into it. This is a Mother's Day haul item from last year. All right, this item's kind of comical. My wife actually was going to throw these away. We've got a bunch of stuff in our laundry room that I think I've said this in multiple videos. We were going through and we were going to toss out a bunch of stuff. And this is just a little recharger for a little remote control car. And I actually took it out, plugged it up, tested it. The battery would not hold a charge, but the charger would work. So I ended up listing it, and so basically have nothing into it. Sold it for $11.50 plus shipping on top. All right, you guys have seen these probably 100 times. Well, not quite that, probably 30 times. But this is a fleece Love Charm leggings that I've had. I think I had 38 of these, something like that. I actually, I've sold 4 of these in the last week. So I'm not going to go through every single one of them. They range between $5 and $6 a piece. And they paid shipping on top of that. So I've got 80 cents into each of these. So about a $4 profit on each one. But again, this is a multi-listing that I have just been selling over and over again. So it's a huge boost to the sales. All right, here's another one of those Mandarina Duck items. This is actually a Mandarina Duck cologne spray, and it's 1 ounce, I guess. And this guy, I think I got $2 into it from that bulk buy at a yard sale, and they bought it for $9.99. Plus they actually paid a little extra on shipping, even though you have to ship these kind of things parcel post and ground. So I ended up making about 12 bucks on this after shipping. All right, so this item is actually another Mother's Day haul item. I've got a tremendous amount of Hot Wheels cars and Matchbox cars. This one's actually, the three of them. One of them's a 69 Ford Torino, a 71 El Camino, and I can't read what the last one is, but those 3 Hot Wheels, I think those are like $1 a piece when you buy them when they were brand new. These are like 5 years old, I guess, 4 or 5 years old. Somebody bought the whole set of 3 in a lot for $15.15, plus they paid shipping on top of that. Okay, so this next item is another Mother's Day haul item. I started getting into the cars and all that, so that's why you're seeing more of these things sell now. This is a Hero Patrol Colorado Springs police car. It's about that big. It's not a huge car. The picture looks really big, but it's this guy actually sold for 30 bucks. I had 5 or 6 of these different models, and I think I've sold almost all of them now. But this one sold for 30 bucks, got $2 into it, plus they paid shipping on top. All right, so this I actually picked up at an estate sale 2 or 3 weeks ago. Picked it up for 50 cents. This is a petroleum jelly kind of vintage candy dish. And this guy was absolutely beautiful. There was no chips. There is a little bubble if you look in the top left-hand corner of the picture. There's a little bubble in the glass, but the buyer was not fazed by that at all. These things are very highly collectible, depending on which ones you get. 50 cents into it, sold it for $18, plus they paid shipping on top. All right, so this is one of the last airplane models that I've got left. This one actually is a Legends. It's a Legends History Channel P47D23 Thunderbolt. So that's a mouthful. But anyway, this guy cost me, it's a Corgi model, C-O-R-G-I. Cost me $2, and I sold it for $19, plus the buyer paid shipping on top of that. All right, this one's a little weird. This is a Halloween butcher knife. So it's kind of a weird item, but I had a lot of cosplay type stuff in that lot, the Mother's Day haul that I picked up. The guy was actually a collector of a bunch of this stuff. So this is actually a foam butcher knife, and what a lot of people do is I guess they either use them for Halloween or do cosplay or goofing off, and this is highly collectible apparently. So it sold for $15 plus shipping on top, and I think I got like $1 or $2 into it. All right, so this is actually from a yard sale almost a year ago. Last year I bought these. There's a set of 2 of the big Tupperware canisters, and I bought them for about $1 or $2 a piece. And this set of 2 just sold for $21. And this was a little bit interesting. You're able to actually slide the smaller one inside the larger one, so you can actually make your box a little bit smaller. I did not think about that when I first measured it, so I made $1 or $2 on shipping as well because of the size reduction. Okay, so this next item is a G.I. Joe Action Marine Hasbro item. It's the medic kit. It's got the cot and the crutches and all those kind of things. This was highly collectible. It was absolutely mint condition. This was a year ago, close to the Mother's Day haul, but it was actually a secondary, one of the follow-up trips that I did, and actually paid about $10 for this item. So profit margin's not as large, but it's almost $50 total, probably about a $40 profit overall. All right, and so this is the big item for the last couple of days. This was a Nintendo DS that I picked up in my neighborhood Facebook probably about 3 or 4 months ago. Probably won't pick up too many more of these. I've been selling a bunch of these, and the last couple of months, the sales on the Nintendo DSs have really tanked for me. They've kind of gone down. So I did a huge bundle set with 5 or 6 games. The total money I've got into this, I think, was like $70, $75. But I actually, when I bought it, there was a bunch more games, and there was other pieces too. I actually sold those off separately. There was some Pokemon games that I sold separately. So I ended up making $125 on those games, and then I sold this for $148 plus shipping. So the actual cost that I spent was around $100 total, I guess. And then I've made easily doubled that, maybe a little bit more. So huge sale. And what I always like about these is I almost always get positive feedback on these kind of purchases for the DSs and everything, because the buyers get them, and I've already reset them and have it ready for them to play. I've tested every game and those kind of things. So always remember that whenever you buy something like this, you need to really double check, make sure everything works before you buy it. And then when you go to sell it, you want to double check again, ship it fully charged, and try to do your best on including all the games in like their little packages and making sure everything is very safe. All right, so I think this is the last item. This is a Midland weather clock and radio. So I bought these a year ago at a Walgreens, and they were on clearance. I think I spent about $9 or $10 a piece. And when I bought them, I thought they would sell pretty quickly. Not a single one of them sold. I actually sold 5 of these in the last week. And I think it's almost entirely because of all the bad storms. So I guess what happened is I must have bought them right after the bad rain season last year, and when the thunderstorms and everything go through. And I actually sold 2 of these to people within an hour of my house. So it was very interesting. Literally the day after the storms hit here last week, I sold 2 of these to people that were local, and then I sold 3 more. So at about 20 bucks a piece average, I made around about $10 profit on each one of those. Just throw them in a bubble mailer and send them out that way. So easy sale, and it was a multi-sale. So like I said, guys, I sold almost 40 total books on Amazon the last few days. Actually, the last week. I expanded out my sales for that a little bit further. I'm actually up to 92 total sales, and I've only been doing Amazon for about 40 days. So I'm averaging, what is that, about 2.25 books a day, every day of the week. And some days I sell 8, some days I sell 1. So it averages out to about 2.5 books a day. Now, my average profit, pure profit on those, each of those items is ranging around $3 an item. That's not a huge profit, but it's really easy. What I do is I ordered, as part of my money that I've got through my eBay business, you know, you get $25 or $50 or $100 every quarter to spend on eBay supplies. So I just bought these bubble mailers. And I also have been using my own Amazon bubble mailers that I've been picking up. So I can get 1 or 2 books, because I can actually cut this in half, put a book on each side. So I get 2 books shipped in each one of these. Sometimes I'll wrap one small piece of bubble wrap around it before I shove it in here. So easy to ship those guys out. Very minimal profit, $3 a piece. But let's say you sell 100 books a day, which would take up a lot of time, but that's still $300 profit a day. Just about anybody would do that, I would think. So anyway, the Amazon sales are taking off. I'm going to save a lot of that and show you guys in the next video, couple videos. I'm going to show you how to do that from absolute scratch, the bumps and hiccups I've run into. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that one when it comes out, but keep an eye out for it. And then the one right after that will be the 40 yard sales that I'm planning to run through. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. It was a great couple days of sales, and it was a great week of sales for Amazon. And hopefully you guys definitely throw me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the content, what you want to see, what questions you've got. I want to answer some of your questions, and I want you guys to tell me what you've run into. Tell me where I've done something wrong or something that you think I could do better. I absolutely want to learn from you guys as well. So hopefully you guys are blessed, and I will see you in the next one.